Mercedes, and I am back with another video. Today, I'll be showing you guys how I achieved this look. But before we get into the tutorial, I want to show you guys what hair I used. To achieve this look, I used the Nu Locs by Bobbi Boss in color 2 and in 18 inches. And then I also used the Brazilian water curl in color 2 by Bobbi Boss and in 22 inches. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of my sections of the hair and put some shine and jam on the root so that I can start my braid out really neat. This is one of my sections. And I already kind of put some shine and jam on it before, but I'm gonna put a little bit more on the root. And then from here, I'm gonna start out with a braid. And I always suggest braiding in the direction of which way you want the lock to go. So I'm gonna braid this way. So yeah, you're just starting out with a braid. And make sure you're not doing it too tight at the beginning, because then you're not gonna be able to place your bobby pin under, or not bobby pin, but safety pin under. A lot of people use crochet hooks for styles like this, but for me, I feel like a safety pin is a lot easier to maneuver under a braid, so you will not see me using a crochet hook. And so I start out with a braid, but then I end up twisting at the end because I don't really see the need to braid all the way down when this whole section is going to be covered anyways. But I do think it is a good idea to start out with a braid because it's very secure. So yeah, make sure that you're starting out with a braid and then you go into a twist. So it should look like this. And then once you have this section done, you're going to take one piece of your bobby lock and you're gonna open up this crochet hook, and then you're gonna take your safety pin, open that up, and then place the needle part into the opening of the hole. Then you're gonna close it, and it should look like this. So once you have this set, you are going to slide this under your braid. And it should look like this. But once you get it through the other side, you're gonna take the safety pin out, open up this hole again, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna place the braid that you started into the hole. And then pull on the lock so that it can secure it in place. So your section should look like this. You should have your lock, and then you should also have your hair that you started to braid and then you transitioned it into a twist. So now is where you take your Brazilian water wave hair. And before I use this, I kind of like fluff it out a little bit because it makes it easier to wrap around my lock and my hair. So just stretch it out a little bit. And once you have it stretched out, you're going to take the end of the hair and kind of just hold it like this. Take your safety pin, make sure it's open, and then hook it through and close it again. And it should look like this. So now what I do is I do the same thing. I slide it under both my lock and my section of hair that I braided. And then take the safety pin out at this point. And this should look like this. Make sure that you have just a little section of hair left when you're pulling it through on one side, and then have the remainder of the hair on the other side. So you're gonna take this piece of hair and you're gonna tie it. Just a regular tie. Then you're gonna take your lock along with your section of hair that you braided, and then also the small little section that you just tied. You're going to group all of this together. You're gonna take this other end of the Brazilian wavy hair, and then you're going to wrap it around the whole section. So you're gonna wrap it around the lock, your section of hair that you braided, and this small little section that you just tied off. And I don't think it matters which way that you wrap it around, but I think you should just go with the way that you're more comfortable with. So I am going clockwise. But make sure that when you're wrapping around that you get the beginning of the root so that it doesn't show your braid or your hair sticking out. And I would wrap around kind of tight at the beginning because you just want to make sure that all the hair is secure. But as you go down past the part where you pass your hair, then you can get a little bit looser when you're wrapping. So you're just going to continue to just wrap down. Okay, so since you passed that whole section where you had your hair that was by itself that you braided and that little piece, now you can get a little bit more looser with wrapping. And sometimes you might have to get a little bit looser with wrapping to make sure that you get to the bottom of the lock, because I've found times where my hair starts to get short right here and I don't have much to wrap, so I just kind of rush the wrapping process by just wrapping it looser. And then once you get to the bottom and you have a little bit of hair left, then you just start to wrap up. And once you've wrapped the hair around the lock, then you're going to add some friction so that it stays in place at the bottom. And it should look like this. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys one more time. I'm gonna take my section of hair, and then I'm gonna make sure that I put some Shine and Jam on the root to slick it down. So I'm just starting out a braid. And then once I get a little bit down with my braid, then I turn it into a twist. And I do this because it's just not necessary to make a braid all the way down. So once you finish off with your twist, you're going to take your lock, open it up a little bit. You're gonna take your safety pin, place it into the hole, and then close it. And it should look like this. So you're just gonna slide it under your braid, take the safety pin out, but then still hold that hole open with your finger because you're gonna wanna place your twist in the hole. So you're gonna open the hole, place that section of hair in the hole, and then you're going to pull on the lock so that it secures the section of hair down. Then you're gonna take your Brazilian wavy hair, stretch it out a little bit. And I feel like this just makes it easier to wrap when you do this. So fluff it out, go towards the end of the hair. You're gonna take your safety pin, place the hair within the safety pin, and then close it. It should look like this. Same method, pull through. Then you're going to tie this section together. and it should look like this. Now you're gonna take this whole section, group it together, and then you are going to wrap around with the water wave hair. And I would say to be very careful about your wrapping until you get past the point of your hair. So all you're doing is wrapping all the way down. And to me, this is the longest process, is the wrapping process, because once you have that braid, once you have the lock-in, you're good. But one thing I will say is that this method is so much easier than my last lock video. And make sure that once you start running long hair, start being very loose with your wrapping, because you want to make sure that you get to the bottom. And then if you have a little bit left over, then you start wrapping up. And once you're done, you rub it in between your hands to add a little friction. And this is what makes it hold at the bottom. And it should look like this. Okay, so overall, I'm gonna be honest, I absolutely love this look. I can put it in a bun, I could put it in a low ponytail. I mean, I could do anything with this look because of the length. And on top of that, I love that the locks are very soft and it's very easy to manage, because I know with a lot of other brands that I've used with locks that it can be very itchy on my skin. And this, I have no problem with. But I am so satisfied and so happy with this look. I'm super excited to rock it. And shout out to Bobbi Boss for sending me this hair, because y'all really knew what y'all was doing. This is really a vibe. And I'm not gonna even lie, I'm really feeling myself right now. So I don't know, I might be wearing locks a little bit more often now. But yeah, y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, make sure that you leave them in the comment section down below. And if you want to get updates with new videos, make sure you hit that notification bell. And if you guys aren't subscribed to this channel already, make sure that you do that now. What are you doing? But anyways, I will see you guys in the next video.